the channel. My name is 11 Hyundai Sonata SE model with a 2.4. It's got a misfire in cylinder 2, so we're going to scan it, confirm it, and see what we're going to do as far as resolving that. Typically, it's either a worn-out spark plug or a defective ignition coil. All right, so we're going to scan it, see, just to confirm, and then take it from there. All right, so it's at step 50 of 60. Right now, we're almost there. Obviously, it's found one DTC in the engine module. The transmission module has one DTC, and there's 6 DTCs found in the ABS module. DTCs for you guys, it's diagnostic trouble codes. What they do is basically give you an idea of an area to start looking at that could be troublesome. Sometimes it's a glitch, sometimes it's an actual fault, but there's other faults that can trigger certain DTCs. So right now the report is done. We're going to view the full report. As you can see in the engine, P0302, obviously the primary code is the 03, which is a misfire, and then the secondary number is the 02. It tells us that it's in cylinder 2. So if, for example, if it was 0301, it would be misfire in cylinder 1. 0303, it would be misfire in cylinder 3, and you guys get the point. All right, so the 6 codes that are the 6 DTCs that was in the ABS module, as you can see, wheel speed sensor, and then the 2 that I'm really concerned about is 1208 and 1211, which is a wheel speed sensor invalid signal. We can confirm that. Hopefully it's just a glitch, but we can confirm that those speed sensors are actually not reading. What's interesting is they're pending codes. All 6 are pending codes, so they're not like hard codes. They haven't, like, for example, fail since clear, and cylinder 2 is a hard code because it actually failed since the code was reset at some point. All right, so the code assist and the scan tool is telling us that replace the spark plugs. I spoke to the customer, and she told me that she's had the car 2 years and she's never changed the spark plugs in it. So in 2 years, it's quite, it's a long time to not change spark plugs. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get the plugs and then start with that. If she needs a coil in cylinder 2, we'll find out once we replace the spark plugs. All right, so we got our spark plugs. They had NGK, but they were asking $20 a plug, which is kind of expensive for a Honda Sonata. All right, so we're gonna go with this brand. To access you have this engine cover. You want to just kind of pull up on it, and from there you have your cylinders, your ignition coils. Ignition coil 1, 2, 3, and 4. You basically you want to disconnect them. They have these locking tabs right here. Basically, you pull them back, and then you can squeeze, pull off, squeeze, pull off. You have a 10mm bolt that holds the coil down. We're going to remove that. As you remove them, you want to keep them somewhat like in order, so you don't mix and match them, because we know that the misfire is in cylinder 2. So when we pull cylinder 2 out, we want to kind of get like a look and see what's been going on in cylinder 2. All right, cylinder 3 and cylinder 4. All right, so we have them all out. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna pull the plugs out now. Let me mark the coils while I have them out though. So we've got them all marked.
Give me something, give me some. Give me something, give me some. Give me something, give me some.
I can tell you right now, guys, this does not look good. So, right away, if you guys look, obviously cylinder 1, 2, 3, 4. If you compare cylinder, like basically a new plug to an old plug, this plug has like huge amount of buildup on the actual electrode, the tips of the plug, and it looks like the plug is done. Same thing for cylinder 3. If you look at cylinder 3, the gap is huge. See the gap? See how much bigger that gap is between this one and that one? So it's a huge gap. See how much? Alright, so she definitely needed plugs. So we're gonna drop the new plugs in there, get her going, and see if our misfire comes back. You want to lightly coat your plugs with anti-seize, keep them from locking in there. And once you go ahead and once you get ready to install the ignition coils, you want to put a little bit of dielectric on the boots to keep the boots from getting stuck and keep the spark directly on top of the plug.
Give me something, give me some. Give me something, give me some.
For you guys in the tech world, you guys know how much we love anti-seize. It gets on everything and it's hard to come off. Pretty simple job, pretty simple service for the customer. It's very important for them to perform their spark plug replacement on time. If not, they can create unnecessary issues in the vehicle. A lot of it stems from performance misfires. You know, it's sluggish. The vehicle doesn't accelerate as it should. Yeah. And obviously, you know, if the vehicle's not performing right, it has warm plugs. You're going to, you're going to burn a lot of fuel. So, definitely want to resolve that as quickly as possible. Or just pay attention to your services. Some people just, you know, don't do nothing until the car starts acting up. That's why it's critical that you perform your preventive checks and maintenance, so that way you can avoid an unnecessary breakdown.
Give me something, give me some.
What I typically do is walk the plug down. Obviously, you don't want to over tighten the plugs. That's all you need. Once you get them down. So we got the spark plugs in. We're gonna go ahead and coat our ignition coil boots with some dielectric grease. This is critical. Dielectric is critical in your ignition system when it comes to the spark plugs, ignition coils, anything that's gonna where spark is gonna go between. You want to basically find some way to isolate it and keep it from jumping somewhere else. Oh, I'm going to move coil number 2 and put it in cylinder 1. So if my misfire moves, then I know it's much more than just my plugs. My coil in cylinder 2 is effective as well. It's kind of like a little trick, troubleshooting trick that we use. You can always move the coil. Some people say, oh, just replace the coil in the plug. You don't necessarily have to. You can if you want to, but while I replace the coil, that's working perfectly fine.
Away from escaping dreams of yesterday.
She's a little low on oil. I'm just gonna top it off a little bit.
See me, this can't be.
Alright, so we've got the spark plugs in and everything put back together. She was a little low on oil, maybe about a quart low, so we topped it off. I'm gonna go ahead and clear the DTCs and see if cylinder 2 comes back as a misfire. If cylinder 1 comes back as a misfire, then we know our coil is bad. But if we have no misfire, then our problem is resolved and we're good to go.
Trying to find another way. Yeah.
It's not shaking. It was shaking before. You should have caught that video. It was shaking.
You're on camera.
What? Oh, y'all think I'm scared because I'm on camera? I'm never scared. What y'all want to do? Alright, so I went ahead and cleared the engine control module, but I don't know why I didn't clear the others. So we're gonna clear the other codes and basically take it for a test drive and see what comes back. They may ask me to cycle this ignition switch on this vehicle in order to clear some of the DTCs. Oh, it's not. Pretty cool. On some vehicles, you're not able to clear any of the modules when it's running. It has to be in ignition only mode and run mode.
Think my head always knew that I didn't tell my heart.
So it cleared everything. Now it's going to scan everything and see what comes back. And hopefully nothing comes back. But it may not come back because I may have to drive it and see what and see if it trips anything while I'm driving it. While it goes through a drive cycle. Oh, we have something in the weight class module. See what that is. All right, so require weight check. I have no idea what that means. Most likely that's in the SRS system, based on that code. All right, so the scan is complete. It scanned it, cleared everything. So right now, I only have I have this code in the weight class module, which is most likely the SRS system. But it's probably because she has some stuff on the seat. Looks like she has like a few things on the passenger seat, and it's probably triggering the weight sensor. All right. So we're gonna drive it. Once we drive it and nothing comes back, yeah, that would be the end of it. But if you like what you saw today, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching. Okay.
Let go, I couldn't do it.